Hello and welcome to the Kopala TV main news. We get straight into the headlines for today. Solwezi lawmaker speaks out against tribalism. Satanist remarks land Bowman Lusambo in problems. Deregistration of Unza Union worries political leader. And President Edgar Lungu expected in Luapula province. Join us in a bit after this. To present the main news in detail, my name is Wawila Musongole. Solwezi Central Member of Parliament Stanford Mulusa has urged the PF to stop promoting and championing tribalism in the country. Mr. Mulusa has since urged the PF government to instead promote unity of purpose and coexistence in the country. The Solwezi MP says it is unfair that the PF has been parading people in Chilubi to talk ill about other tribes. He said it was wrong for the PF to have paraded MMD-nominated lawmaker Raphael Nakachinda to peddle hate speech and speak ill about the leader of the UPND, Hakainde Hichilema.
I'm actually shocked that the young politicians of this country can go very shallow and start campaigning on tribal lines. First of all, Zambia should not know a tribe. Zambia is one Zambia, one nation. Our tribe is Zambia. It is unfortunate that the PF opted to use the Honorable Nakachinda, who is a nominated member of parliament. I know he's fighting for his position, but it should not take him to slander other people. He should be able to be objective as a politician, and he should be able to tell the truth. And he should be able to campaign objectively. And if he understands that there is nothing more to stand for on PF, he should just resign and join the masses who are against PF misrule. This country is on its knees because of minds like Nakachinda's, who have ignored that PF has failed. And now they want to go the tribal way. Why attack Hakainde Hichilema? Hakainde Hichilema is a national leader. Hakainde Hichilema is a national character. Hakainde Hichilema is commanding the biggest political opposition party that is coming into government.
Meanwhile, a Lusaka clergyman and overseer of the Presence of God International Ministries, Christopher Kunda, has said it is disheartening to note that PF leaders are dividing the country on a tribal line.
We are Zambians and we must be united. So the leaders, what you are bringing and what you are promoting, where maybe to say somebody cannot be a president because he came from this tribe, he's a Tonga, he's what, he's a Mambo, he cannot be a president. We are not supposed to do that. And we are condemning that. The wrong is wrong. Where it's coming from, we want to say that it's not Zambian. When we are doing that, we want to live as one. The way we have lived for many years as Zambians, let's just somebody vote somebody because he's a Zambian, not because he's a Bemba, not because he's a Kalubale, not because he's a Tonga. Let people vote because they know that this person can deliver, not because of where tribe he comes from, this province, he cannot be a president. That thing, we need to condemn it, every one of us, and with a human conscience.
The ruling party says it is not true that the party is violating the Electoral Code of Conduct in Chilubi district to disadvantage the opposition from campaigning freely. PF Media Director Sunday Chanda says all the participating political parties in Chilubi have been accorded ample time to conduct their campaigns. Mr. Chanda has instead accused the opposition UPND and NDC of allegedly being unprepared for the poll.
We would also wish to note that political parties campaigning in Chilubi submitted their programs to the Zambia Police in Chilubi, and these programs were authorized, stamped, and given to respective political parties. And so each political party was aware of when and where to campaign from. President's calendar for Chilubi was drawn And the president's calendar for Chilubi was circulated to all political parties by Thursday, meaning that UPND had a copy of the president's program, NDC had a copy of the president's program, and any other political party and stakeholders in Chilubi had a copy of the president's program in Chilubi for the Chilubi campaigns. What happened thereafter was that Mr. Hakainde Hichilema arrived earlier in Chilubi and of course proceeded to have a meeting, and then Mr. Chimbaka Mbwili arrived on Saturday. Now, if you look at the submitted program and the submitted and approved program of the NDC, it shows that Mr. Chimbaka Mbwili should have been in Chilubi a long time ago and not on Saturday. But because we wanted to not to antagonize our colleagues, Mr. Kambwili was allowed to have his rally in Chaba, even though his program, which we have here, shows that he was not supposed to be in Chaba on Saturday. But he was allowed to be in Chaba on Saturday, and he had a rally in Chaba. Mr. Hakainde Hichilema also had his meetings in Chilubi. After Mr. Kambwili's meetings in Chaba, he wanted to proceed to Matipa. Now, Matipa is where the president was going to be. And Matipa was not on the NDC program. So Mr. Kambwili was advised by the police that he could not hold a meeting, a rally in Chaba. And he became disorderly and provocative. And as a result, he was escorted out of Chilubi by the Zambia police.
President Edgar Lungu is on Wednesday expected in Luapula province for a 2-day working visit. The head of state will visit Kawambwa and Mansa districts during his tour of the region. This is according to a press statement made available to Kopala TV News by the provincial administration in Luapula. This is the second time this year that the head of state is visiting Luapula province. Whilst in the region, the president will commission the newly constructed 48 Marine Kala barracks in Kawambwa district on Thursday. President Lungu will on the same day commission the newly constructed students' dormitory at Holy Trinity Boarding School. The opposition UPND in Kabushi constituency have lodged a complaint against the area lawmaker, Bowman Lusambo, for issuing tribal remarks against the UPND leader, Hakainde Hichilema. Mr. Lusambo, who is also Lusaka province minister, is said to have issued disparaging remarks against Mr. Hichilema at a public rally in Kabushi by calling the latter a Satanist. The party in the constituency has also complained on the rampant electoral malpractices that have characterized campaigns in the Chilubi constituency parliamentary race. In case you have just tuned in, you're watching the Kopala TV main news. Join us after the break. Samaria Limited is a versatile company dedicated to meeting every need any of our customers may have. With us, you're guaranteed to have a pleasant and easy shopping experience with the best returns for your money's worth. We guarantee the best customer service in addition to the finest quality beverages at affordable prices. We have all your hardware requirements, from roofing sheets, wiring, piping, and much more. At Samaria Limited, we believe in good workmanship. Working well with one another is what gets our job done. Stationery is an essential. Whether it's a pencil for your personal drawings and designs, or a roll of paper for the company printer, we've got you covered. We stock various brands simply for your preference. We have an Airtel booth within our premises with airtime ready and available for all customers. We also offer Airtel Money services for easy money transactions and efficient clerks to attend to you, ensuring a fast and smooth procedure. If you're in need of any electronics, our store should be your go-to. With appliances ranging from household specifics to industrial commodities such as generators and inverters, if you need it, we have it. Our wholesale store stocks the best quality in food and other products, including cleaning necessities. And above all, our affordable prices ensure that you know how much we value you. You can find Samario Limited along President Avenue North, opposite Zambia Railways in Dola, or call us on 0212 613 336 or 0212 619 992. Samaria Limited, your one-stop center for all you need.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonseba na mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
Welcome back. The opposition, Patriots for Economic Progress, PEP, has noted with regret the decision by the PF government to withdraw the recognition agreement between the University of Zambia, UNZA Management, and the University of Zambia Lecturers and Researchers Union, UNZA-LARU. PEP President Sean Tembo says a workplace trade union is not necessarily a favor to the employees, but actually benefits both the employees and the employer. Last year, UNZA-LARU had issued a controversial statement saying only idiots would vote for the PF in the 2021 general elections. The said statement has been viewed as derogatory by many.
As Patriots for Economic Progress, we bemoan the decision by the government to effectively deregister UNZA-LARU through the termination of the recognition agreement between UNZA and UNZA-LARU. Because of a number of reasons. First and foremost, it is worth noting that the Industrial and Labour Relations Act actually gives a worker the unfettered right to belong to a union of their choice. And by deregistering UNZA-LARU, government effectively is denying the lecturers and researchers at UNZA from belonging to a union of their choice. And also, it is in the interest of government to ensure that there is a union at UNZA, because in future when there is a dispute between the employer and the employee, how is government going to engage the various UNZA lecturers and researchers? Are they going to convene a meeting in a stadium where they have to engage all of them in their totality? Because a union basically makes it easier to engage workers in the case of a dispute, because you just need to engage their respective representatives. So it is basically in this regard that for us as Patriots for Economic Progress, we want to appeal to government to consider reversing their decision, because for all intents and purposes, the decision that government made in this matter was emotional and it was not based on a proper analysis of
The Anti-Voter Apathy Project, AVAP, has urged lawmakers to shelve the contentious Bill number 10 because the proposed piece of law is retrogressive. AVAP Executive Director Richo Mulwani says withdrawing Bill number 10 in totality will be the best that all patriotic parliamentarians could do for the country.
As Anti-Voter Apathy Project is that what we expect from members of parliament is that that bill must be rejected. It must be withdrawn. There should be a demand by members of parliament to have that bill withdrawn so that we do not entangle ourselves into bigger problems, because there are so many issues there that we are not going to work well for us as a country. The introduction of deputy ministers, these are things that we have already decided as a nation. so many things. The issue of the electoral the electoral process. We're talking about the electoral system. We have already decided. So why go back to issues that we have already rejected? And we don't want to giving so many powers again to the president. We are talking about this debt that we are contracting as a nation. So we expect that that bill can be thrown away so that, we start afresh. What we are demanding for is a simple amendment of issues that were critical in the 2016 general elections. We are talking about, for example, the 14 days for hearing a presidential petition, where we are saying the number of days must be increased, and there should be clarity whether that includes also the weekends. So there are small things that we expect to be done, and we don't expect that there should be new things that are being introduced in that bill in the name of trying to finalize this or to work on the constitution.
In case you have just tuned in, you are watching the Kopala TV main news. Join us in a bit after this. Samaria Limited is a versatile company dedicated to meeting every need any of our customers may have. With us, you're guaranteed to have a pleasant and easy shopping experience with the best returns for your money's worth. We guarantee the best customer service in addition to the finest quality beverages at affordable prices. We have all your hardware requirements, from roofing sheets, wiring, piping, and much more. At Samaria Limited, we believe in good workmanship. Working well with one another is what gets our job done. Stationery is an essential. Whether it's a pencil for your personal drawings and designs, or a roll of paper for the company printer, we've got you covered. We stock various brands simply for your preference. We have an Airtel booth within our premises with airtime ready and available for all customers. We also offer Airtel Money services for easy money transactions and efficient clerks to attend to you, ensuring a fast and smooth procedure. If you're in need of any electronics, our store should be your go-to. With appliances ranging from household specifics to industrial commodities such as generators and inverters, if you need it, we have it. Our wholesale store stocks the best quality in food and other products, including cleaning necessities. And above all, our affordable prices ensure that you know how much we value you. You can find Samaria Limited along President Avenue North, opposite Zambia Railways in Dola, or call us on 0212 613 336 or 0212 619 992. Samaria Limited, your one-stop center for all you need.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonseba na mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
Welcome back, and now in foreign news. China has removed several senior officials over the handling of the coronavirus outbreak as the death toll passes 1,000. The party secretary for the Hubei Health Commission and the head of the commission were among those who lost their jobs. They are the most senior officials to be demoted so far. The deputy director of the local Red Cross was also removed.
Chinese officials removed as death toll hits 1,000. There's been growing criticism of how authorities are handling the outbreak. outbreak. In a rare public appearance during the outbreak, China's President Xi Jinping on Monday visited health staff in Beijing. News clip from BBC. China has removed several senior officials over the handling of the coronavirus outbreak as the death toll passed 1,000. The party secretary for the Hubei Health Commission and the head of the commission were among those who lost their jobs. They are the most senior officials to be demoted so far. The deputy director of the local Red Cross was also removed from dereliction of duty over handling of donations. The two Hubei party officials will be replaced by a national figure, the deputy director of China's National Health Commission, Wang Hesheng. On Monday, some 103 died in Hubei province alone, a daily record, and the national death toll is now 1,016. According to state media, there have been hundreds of sackings, investigations, and warnings across Hubei and other provinces during the outbreak. But removal from a certain role, while regarding as a censor, does not always mean the person will be sacked entirely, as it can also mean demotion. As well as being removed from their posts, officials can also be punished by the ruling Communist Party. For example, the deputy head of the Red Cross, Chang Kin, was given a serious inter-party warning as well as a serious administrative demerit, the state media said. Earlier this month, the deputy head of the Wuhan Bureau of Statistics was removed, also with a serious inter-party warning as well as serious administrative demerit for violating relevant regulations to distribute face masks. The head of the Health Commission of Huanggang, the second worst hit city in Hubei after Wuhan, has also been removed. In recent days, Chinese authorities are increasingly being criticized for their handling of the crisis. The death of a doctor whose early warnings were suppressed by authorities sparked widespread public anger. Beijing has sent a team from its highest anti-corruption agency to Hubei to investigate the treatment of Dr. Li by police. There are now more than 42,200 confirmed cases across China, in the country's gravest public health crisis since the SARS outbreak in 2002-2003. The Hubei Health Commission said the province had a total of 31,728 cases with 974 deaths by the end of Monday, a fatality rate of 3%. More than 3/4 of the deaths have been in Hubei's provincial capital, Wuhan. The center of the outbreak, the city of 11 million, has been in lockdown for weeks. In Hong Kong, 23 households were evacuated from an estate on Monday night and taken into quarantine after cases were detected there. The territory has had months of protests, and Chief Executive Carrie Lam said, in order to fight this virus, Hong Kong needs the full cooperation and active participation of every member of society. This is a time for social cohesion. This is a time for every one of us to display civic responsibility. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.
And finally, in foreign news, a deportation flight to Jamaica has left with fewer than half the intended number on board after a last-minute court victory by campaigners. The Home Office lost the ruling yesterday after the judge said some of the detainees had not been able to get proper access to legal advice.
Inside this West London immigration centre, up to 50 people are spending their final hours in the UK. This after years, and in some cases decades, in a country they have called home. They'll be leaving on the first deportation charter flight to the Caribbean since the Windrush scandal first broke. Among its passengers, father of 3, Owen Hazley, who was granted leave to remain in the UK at the age of 4. But in 2015, the DJ and musician was convicted of a domestic assault and spent a year in prison.
Wow, it's scary. It's scary, terrifying.
Today, from inside the detention centre, he told me of his fears at being deported to an island he hasn't set foot on for 4 decades.
Just basically going back to a place that I've never been back to for 41 years. So I don't know Jamaica. I can't even remember Jamaica. When I left, I was 4 years old, because I've integrated into the UK, integrated into England.
Today, the Home Secretary defended the flight, saying it would only contain the most serious criminals.
As I said, many of these crimes, we think about things like rape, and murder, firearms offences, drug trafficking, and we are required under the law, quite correctly, to deport anyone that has such a serious conviction.
It's not even a year since the Windrush scandal broke into public consciousness. There are people still waiting for compensation, living in hardship, waiting for decisions, homeless, not getting any sort of support for their situations, and yet the government want to resume mass deportations to Jamaica.
Owen says those who have already served sentences are now being re-punished.
We make one or two mistakes and everything, and we're getting double punishment. We're getting torn away from our family, torn away from our children, torn away from our, lives, and sent somewhere that we've never been back to.
It's believed the plane will leave at some point tomorrow. Campaigners say the government is ripping families apart.
To end the Kopala TV main news, we go over the stories that made headlines once again. Solwezi lawmaker speaks out against tribalism. Satanist remarks land Bowman Lusambo in problems. Deregistration of Unza Union worries political leader. And President Edgar Lungu expected in Luapula province. Thank you for watching the Kopala TV main news. My name is Wawila Musongole. Enjoy the rest of your day.